Man's own outfit, as well as the Robot Masters. Some fights actually look to be quote-unquote remakes of old fights, especially the last Wily fight, which is almost a carbon copy from Mega Man 4's Wily fight. And new to this game is the double gear system, which I'm sure my co-commentator can tell you all about. The power gear and the speed gear system, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that is true. So both of our players started with Impact Man, which is, at least at the moment, the known fastest route. There's also the Tundra First, which at the start was seen as the fastest route.
Yeah, I thought there was a tie really between Impact Man or Tundra Man. Has that been resolved? Is Impact Man the go-to first level, or is that still player preference?
I'd say for like getting the competitive PBs, you need to do Impact first. I've heard about like 8 or 10 second difference, but I can't be sure at this moment.
Okay. And the reason people go to Impact Man first is because of the weapon he gives you, which increases your mobility by an ungodly amount. Like, you'll see people air dashing throughout your screen. And if you think the players are going fast right now with the rush adapter, you haven't seen them use the impact weapon yet. They have become Zero, master of speed. And Square One, up to the first mini-boss, along with Venoxis hot on his trail. Oh, please, think of the mats.
Right, let's see the big screen if our players will do the skip. Looks like Venoxis is going for it.
Oh,
and dies!
Oh. That is a shame. That is a shame. Square One making his way through it. And he made his way through it perfectly. Both players having a different approach for the skip, as I can just tell. Square One used the iframes, while Venoxis used iframes on a different location. I think it's a bit faster, but also a lot more riskier.
Yeah, Square One went for the race strats, while Venoxis went for the fastest PP strats, which as you saw, you can die and lose a lot of time.
Fortunately, he wasn't set back too far, but it is still an early death. Square One pulling ahead by about, let's say, 10 seconds, maybe less.
Yeah, around that. Impact Man does 4 attacks before he does this transform attack, and you will try to kill him during the transformation attack. And Square One got the quick kill, and Venox is right behind.
I would love to have a pen that can actually write. Still working on my notes. I am learning from the experience of experienced runners and commentators here. And now we will be seeing Elegant Skater Man or Tundra Man, whatever your preference is. So elegant.
So yeah, this stage is mostly about just min-maxing your movement. There are a few spots where you can use Pile Driver. They will save some time, but mostly it's just movement. So there's also well, wind in this stage, as you can see. Actually, the top route is pretty fast because the wind is blowing you from behind.
And Venoxis having pulled ahead now of square one. Even if it's just minor, but keep in mind he was behind a few seconds before the last boss fight.
Right, the next mini-boss quick kill. When you use a charge buster, you can open the eyelids and use auto fire to kill the boss fast.
Alright, we haven't really talked about that. This is also the first Mega Man game that allows you to use a auto fire function, which is built into the game, and Venoxis is missing that tank. But yeah, this game has an auto fire, and whatever you do with button mashing, it is capped at the rate of the auto fire function. So, well, have a go at it. Auto fire is there to make your life easier, and people will make it easier. Venoxis is going through that room so easily. Square one having a small mishap, but not a big problem. That room can be so terrible if you mess it up. Like, you can lose a lot of time in that one room. Venoxis, no.
The screen of death.
And that sets him back considerably, because he has to go through some, well, not even some, he has to go through a lot of rooms again. That was near the end of the stage too, where he died.
Yes, but Venoxis still has just enough pile driver ammo, and he got the W tank now. He's opting not to skip the spike room.
I don't think he has ammo. I thought he had like one charge left, maybe. Oh, never mind. Yes. Yeah. No, I was right. He only has one charge.
Yeah,
but he picks
but
up the health ammo.
Even if you have one ammo, you can use the weapon.
Okay, come on, Venoxis. Makes it through, but that is a good amount of time he has to make up. So the pressure's on square one right now, quote unquote pressure, to see if he plays it the way intended or if he messes up somewhere.
Alright, Venoxis got the quick kill, and what he did there, the red buster, which you charge with the power gear, the second shot of it will pierce iframes. So what he did, he shot the first shot into his iframes, and only the second shot did damage. So he got the quick kill that way. Square one is closing on the mini boss. Here you can see him use the Blizzard, the front weapon, really fast, because when you slide, you reset the cooldown of the weapon. And it looks like Venoxis is going for the W tank strats on Torchman stage.
You can tell for this stage they took a lot of inspiration from both classic Mega Man games as well as the X series, where a giant wall of fire is just chasing you down. I believe this was the case in a Mega Man 7 game, as well as Mega Man X6, I think, Heatnik's stage. You just have this gigantic terror chasing you. Fortunately, you can actually freeze the wall of fire, because this is Mega Man, where we can do this. We can freeze fire. So that makes their lives considerably easier. Using that tank. Just give me all that energy, fam.
square one on the torch fight, it's really simple. You just use the weakness.
Who would have guessed it?
So let's see, Venoxis has been doing the W tank strat, so the last screen should look a little different. He's gonna use Tundra here. Or not, okay. I think he didn't get any drops.
We have been bamboozled. So I'm pretty sure I said it yesterday, but I'll say it again. I have to give a shout out to the Mega Man design team for making Mega Man look like Fireman with this weapon that he just got. He looks nearly identical to Fireman with the helmet and the color palette. I'm sure we'll see it in the cutscene.
Yeah, it's a really nice callback. The square one on the blast stage. On blast stage, you can destroy these like explosive, I guess, TNT blocks with the torch weapon. And normally, you need to touch the laser, and the laser will detonate the explosions. So using torch here is a bit faster. Oh, Venoxis went to bounce, man. That's a miss menu.
Ooh. Another minor time loss there, but still a critical one. He cannot have more time losses at this point. Also, on another note, is the music working for everyone properly, or should I increase that a bit? Yes. I am not hearing much game audio from Square One. I'm going to switch to Venoxis to see if that is slightly better.
Right, so Square One is closing in on the last vertical screen in Blast, and let's see if he's okay. So he's going to skip. So as I said earlier, you can destroy these explosive crates with the torch weapon. So you can skip a few platforms that way.
I think Square One is very low volume, because I am not noticing much of an increase. I'm sorry, I forgot we have to use the game audio of whoever is ahead at this point, so I'm just going to increase Square One's music, or sound effects. I have no idea why it was put on 20 out of 100, but...
Venox is on the vertical screen also. Oh, and dice!
Venox, no, that is a second death that he took, I think.
Yes, and both of his deaths have been like close to a checkpoint, so they aren't that big of a time loss.
Yeah, well, it's still another minor time loss. With the mismenuing earlier, it's adding up at this point. Like, he is almost a full stage behind at this point. Behead. No, we don't do that.
Right, so Venox is going for the hardest and fastest blast kill. And barely misses it.
Ooh. Okay. Not the cleanest of fights, but he gets it. I think the audio is good now.
Yeah, it's certainly better now.
Maybe he just has his default sounds lower a bit, because the effects are good, but the sound not so much. Like the music, I mean. We don't talk about bounce stage. That is 4 minutes of pure silence. That stage, I haven't even played this game, and that stage has my hatred.
So here we see some route differences again. Venoxis is going for W tank strats again. So he's using ports and blast and impact a bit more at the beginning, and uses a W tank after the second miniboss. You will see on Square One's screen that you can use Blockman's Blastman's weapon, which is Blockman's weakness, to destroy these like puzzle walls, to just skip them totally.
I'm sure that won't come into play at all during the boss fight.
Yeah, we'll see which version of the quick kill these players will do. There are a few of them.
Yeah, that's also new to this game, I believe. Like the numbers of quick kills that are possible on bosses. Like you're giving way more liberty on the way you want to deal with certain bosses. So there we have Blockman, the bastard offspring of, let's see, what was it, Heartman and Stoneman, Mega Man 3 and 5 respectively.
Yeah, exactly. So how that quick kill works, Blockman will enter the power gear phase at a certain amount of health. What you do is that you stack the blast mines just so there's very small amount of health left for the next phase. There's actually a third phase of the Charge Buster, which will do a lot of damage. So, well, it's really hard to explain, but let's see how Venoxis will do it.
You basically become Michael Bay, man. You blow up everything you see.
Yeah, and you need to use the whole charge for the big shots.
Yeah, but there is a risk to using that, if I remember correctly. Like, you are weakened after using it, I believe. You're vulnerable.
Yes, you will overheat. Yeah. There we go.
No problem for Venoxis. And again, he's made up a lot of time. I have to give him props for it. He is gaining a lot of time again. So maybe if he doesn't have any more mishaps, he can actually catch up to square one during the Wily stages. But he has to play consistently.
Yes, we haven't actually talked about this, but going by their personal bests, Venoxis is 2 minutes ahead of square one. So he can still easily catch up.
Yep, get out the Chelny frogs. Because you blink and it's over.
So, Bounceman stage is the only vertical stage in the game, and it includes some...
Square!
Yeah, it includes some weird physics.
Oh my god, this game is just slapping you down. I'm not sure if I should be mad or impressed by this. Just... You're literally pushed into an abyss. You are slapped down when you jump on a block. It's... I don't know, man. This is the game telling you to, hey dude, slow down a bit.
Yeah, so how the balls works that they can bounce you softly and hardly, and it depends. If you hold jump button, you will get a harder bounce.
Oh, Venoxis misses that shot.
So there's a lot of rush jet usage in the stage to kind of sequence break skip the whole screen. And this is a stage where people will use a W tank just because pile driver and rush jet are so important.
Yep, as you can see with Venoxis, just using it. this level is this arguably the longest level in the game, because it just feels like it has no end.
Yeah, you're right. This isn't quite the purple hell of Mega Man 2, but it's a colorful hell, let's say.
But a hell nonetheless. Well, at least we don't have invisible floors or fall through floors in this one.
So Square One didn't opt to skip this screen that Venoxis is on. Let's see if Venoxis will do the rush jet skip. Yeah, so you trick the trampoline at the bottom to think that you dropped from the top.
And Square One finishing up Balloon Man. He popped him. Yes, I call him Balloon Man. My apologies. It's Bounce Man, obviously. And Venoxis is just entering this fight, so he caught up so fast. Square One's death obviously didn't help him either. But still, it's a race.
Yeah, I think Square One lost about 20 seconds to death.
And as we said earlier, Venoxis was almost a full stage behind, and now they're equal again. Well, close enough. This is going to be a very close race. The bounce ball.
Right, both of our players went to Fuse. You can actually go to Acid at this point if you want. There are a few, I'd say, gadgets in the Fuse stage, but you can destroy them with Bounce Ball, which is Fuseman's weakness. You can also pile driver through the lasers.
Yeah, this is a... After watching this yesterday, I have to call this the Contra level of Mega Man, because there is so much happening around you, and if you don't pay attention, you will get hit by all those lasers. Like, I'm sure experienced speedrunners have no problem with this, but for a filthy casual such as myself, oh boy, I do not have the attention span for this level.
So the mini-boss dies pretty quickly if you just go close to his hitbox and use the bounce ball. I think it will register as multiple hits. Alright, Venoxis with 3 fast shots. You use the fast ways to do 2 shots, but I've seen 1 shot and I still don't know how it's possible.
Square One taking it slow and steady there. Using the time gear there, or the speed gear, sorry. Not a gear we see often in this speedrun, I believe.
Yeah, one of the quick kills uses speed gear on Fuse, but it looks like Square One is going just for the weakness.
And he gets it. Goodbye, Fuse Man.
Let's see if Venoxis goes for the quick kill. There are a few quick kills for this one. Oh yeah, he's going for it. And gets it, wow!
Nice!
There's actually a Rush Jet version of that kill, but they both look very impressive.
Yeah, could you explain to me what just happened there?
Well, you just you use the power buster and try to squeeze in one last hit before the speed gear starts, I guess.
Also, people in chat, be sure to give these players a follow. Like, they are putting on a good show. They are giving up a lot of time and practice to get this entertainment value out of this race. So please, boom, give him a follow, give him that little bit of moral support. And also to see if they deactivated their follow notifications, which is always fun to see during a race.
So we are on Acid Man stage, my favorite stage. Here you will fish for some impact drops. That's actually something I haven't talked about yet. So you might see our players switch to Pile Driver, the impact weapon, random. It looks like it's random switches, but actually they are routing to kill as many enemies as possible without losing time, in the hope of getting some ammo refills for Pile Driver.
Yeah, I really have to give it to Capcom for the team that designed these levels. They gave you a lot of opportunities to utilize the different Mega Man weapons. Like it's almost like they made this game with speedrunning in mind. Because it's so much more fluent, I suppose, than the previous Mega Man games.
Yeah, every weapon has its use. Of course, well, they do damage, but there is some kind of use for each weapon. Like underwater, you can use blast to stay in the air just a little while, or use fuse to launch yourself upwards.
Oh, okay, that was... For a moment I thought that was an instant kill on Venoxis. He missed a jump and took a sip of the acid there. Is he going for another quick kill?
Oh, and gets the top kill. That's really nice. So the block weapon will totally destroy Acid Man's bubble. If you use Buster, you need to use a lot of bullets to destroy the bubble. So we are both on Wild 1. This race is really close, and this stage can make or break your run.
Yeah, as a speedrunner yourself, what in your opinion is the most difficult stage in this game? Ooh, Square One misses the ladder jump there.
Yeah, let me think about that.
Like, is this level 1 of the most difficult?
Well, one of the most difficult, because the quick kill on Yellow Devil is actually very hard. But Capcom made this level.
Oh no, Venoxis!
So yeah, Capcom made this level, as you saw on Venoxis' screen. There are ammo refills at the top. So this level is made for Pile Driver, and that's why Venoxis actually he resetted the stage. He went to stage select to get the ammo back.
That was a terrible time to take a death too.
Square One is having a really good Wild 1.
Yep. And return of the what are they called again? Pico blocks? The disappearing blocks?
Oh, the Yoku blocks, yeah.
Oh, the Yoku blocks. I'm thinking Pico blocks. No, the Yoku blocks, yeah.
The Square One had to use acid at the last screen because he ran out of rush ammo. This stage is really tight on Pile Driver and rush ammo management. And let's see which kind of quick kill we get on Square One screen.
Venox is playing it a little bit safer, getting all the ammo drops.
Alright, so Square One isn't going for the quick kill at all.
Venoxis takes another death.
Oh! But
Well,
just on the checkpoint screen.
Literally the checkpoint screen. Oh, Venoxis.
Those are some optimized deaths.
Optimized deaths. And Square
Right.
gets the kill.
Yeah, Square got the semi-quick kill.
Venoxis is going to have. Oh no.
Yeah, he has to use the acid barrier also. This is about 10-second time loss.
And he misses
Oh,
the ladder
no.
again. Venoxis is not having a good time right now. I'm pretty sure he is making more and more mistakes due to being impatient. He knows he took a few deaths. He had a mismanagement. He had to restart a level. I'm sure it's the impatience getting to him right now.
Venoxis can catch up with the quick kill though. And Square One is well, he's advancing pretty quickly through the first screens. Right, Venox is going for the setup. And gets the fastest kill, nice.
That should save him quite a bit of time, but he is still far behind.
Yes.
At the start of the game, you would think this isn't a big of a time gap, but it is getting closer and closer to the end of the game right now. Venoxis cannot afford to make any more mistakes, and well, honestly, neither can Square if Venoxis is still on his heels.
Yes, you need to keep in mind that each time Square One uses the Tundra weapon, he loses some time.
Ooh. Like, this is a part of the game where every time lost is punished and is costly.
And there are lots of spikes in this stage.
Yes. Don't bump your head here. Because that helmet will not save you from the spikes, strangely enough. Why does Mega Man wear a helmet anyway? The helmet is not protecting him from anything.
Venoxis got some lucky drops. And next in line is Mover. I think that's how you pronounce it. So how the boss works, you need to open the shell and shoot the insides. And like every boss, this boss also has a second phase. Oh!
Ooh, that should have been a double KO. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, that is nasty. Actually, double KO doesn't work in your favor in this game.
Yeah, that gives Venoxis a lot of time to catch back up again. Because this is also... Oh no, Venoxis. Don't scare me like that.
Oh, wow! Oh, way!
The clutch!
Freaking way.
Venox is just playing with fire in this level.
Square One having trouble with Mower. We are actually on the same screen now.
But I think since Square One took a death, Venoxis has the better ammo count right now.
Yes. He missed the double hit. Oh, actually, he got the double hit with impact.
Uh-oh, Venoxis.
Yo, nice.
Got it! So we are less than 10 seconds apart right now. Square One entering the next Wily stage at 34:26.
And
9 seconds
38 maybe?
apart. Yeah, 37-ish. About 10 seconds.
Yeah, so just by getting one quick kill, we'll make this even.
You say whatever you want, but this is an exciting race. So close. Let's do a quick kill count.
Right?
They both get this one.
Yes, Venoxis actually went for the little faster one. Yo, nice Rust Jet, I love that.
Saving those frames. Square One missing one hit.
Oh no.
Oh, that is a bad hit and miss too. And Venoxis gets it. They are.
We're dead even.
Venoxis slightly ahead even. But Square did not pick up the extra ammo, and Venoxis did.
It's actually health refill, but Square One doesn't have any impact left to traverse between the capsules.
Okay, so that disadvantage kind of became, well, a forced advantage, I guess.
Right, 2 top kills, I think.
I think Venoxis has 3 at this point. He got the Bounce Man quick kill too.
Oh yeah, quick kills. I was talking about the top kill on Acid Man, sorry.
Oh, my bad, sorry.
Right, looks good. We have a race, guys.
Venoxis got 4 down, Square got 4 down. But Square is going to lose a bit of time because he has to go back to that upper capsule. That's going to cost him a few seconds.
Right, don't try fight will look a little different because now we have his weakness. You actually don't even have to move on this kill.
Oh no. Okay, he gets it.
Yeah, Square missed the quickest kill, but that isn't a big time loss.
Venoxis is almost one full boss fight ahead now though.
Yeah, Venoxis went for a fancy quicker kill on Torch.
Square One taking the safe route on this boss fight. Just going for the weakness, nothing flashy. Last boss fight for Square coming up, and Venoxis is finishing his last one.
Yeah, he missed the quick kill.
And Square actually misses one bomb. That's,
Yeah, this is a big time loss because you need to do this whole phase, and I don't think he has enough torch ammo.
He does not. And he doesn't have any tanks left either. And he will take a death if he's not careful here. Square One. Using
Oh, close.
And Venoxis is coming up with a sizable lead at this point. Because he is the one with the better PV here. He is the one ahead. It is... Ooh, okay. It is technically his race to lose now.
Yeah, Venoxis is going for a double cycle skip, and he gets it without speed here. Nice.
Also, noteworthy is that Venoxis has been behind this entire race, thanks to that early death that he took. This is the first time he's actually ahead in this race. And there goes Wily. And now we get the refight of Mega Man 4, which is, again, it's almost the same thing. Except Wily isn't entirely invisible this time.
Right,
and
GG.
GG for Venoxis. He beats Mega Man 11 with 40.15.
So everyone thought that the acid barrier is the most useless weapon in the game, but actually the power version of it does a lot of damage to Wily. So you can just hug Wily for some damage.
Let's see if Venoxis is willing to join us on air.
Alright, then that's time for Square One. GG.
I actually don't know what Venoxis' Discord is.
You leave me no choice. Time for plan B.
Ah, there we go. Yes, that is GG to both our runners. Again, give these people a follow. They gave it their all. It was a very exciting race to watch.
Yes, this is a very good example how unforgiving this game is. Square One's PB is 39.55 and Venoxis is 37.57.
Alright,
So,
Venoxis will be joining us.
Alright.
Still waiting for words from Square One, and he is joining us too. So we will have both players in the post-game talk. Now we're just going to wait for them to join us. And now I just have to hope I sent them the right link, which I should have done. And yes, I did. So, and Square One is here. Let's see if I can yank him in here. Welcome, Square One. Congrats on your game.
Thank you.
Sorry about your loss, but that was a very exciting race to watch.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yep. Did you get anything out of your race? Did you know how far ahead or behind you were?
No, I purposely closed everything and had just the game open, but it went pretty good. I got 2 gold splits, so I was pretty happy still. Just died to
yeah.
Wily
You had
2
a
boss.
very solid run up to the very end, I think, where you took that unfortunate death.
Yeah.
You were actually ahead almost the entire game until that very very death. Because Venoxis took a few early deaths. He had a mismanagement where he selected the wrong stage, and he took a death on Wily 1, and he had to reselect the stage.
Ooh.
So it was a brutal run for him. And speaking of which, welcome Venoxis. Congrats on your victory and congrats on your time, though I don't think you're very satisfied about your time.
Not at all. There were so many mistakes. Starting just out in Impact, right out the get-go, just messing. So, and then Tundra, it just kind of fell off at that point. I was like, yeah, it's over. And then I'm like, I finish and I'm like, oh man, that was actually really, really close.
it was really close. It was. You were equalized on the refights.
Yeah, I had really good refights except for Blast. I just have to really work on that kill a lot more.
Yeah,
Everything
I
is pretty good.
I shot my bombs backwards on the Blockman refight, and just everything just went downhill from there.
That was actually, I think, the critical time difference there too. That's refights.
Yes, that was the nail on the coffin. Actually, you were dead tied on bounce refight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Venoxis, you were behind almost the entire race until that Blockman refight happens. From there on, you immediately pulled ahead.
Damn. I'm glad it was a good show at least.
It was
and
a very
good
good
race.
show.
I know I
everyone in
messed up.
chat. I think everyone in chat can agree that this was a very tight, fun race. You had a few clutch moments there as well, where you kind of concerned us with how close that was. Like the skull walls trying to bash you.
Yeah, I messed up my rush jet. I was like, I did it in practice last night. I was like, I gotta get this down, and I still messed it up. My biggest thing was like the death in Tundra, and there was another death somewhere that cost. It was Wily 1, costing me a death.
I think you had a death in Bounce Man stage as well. You had three deaths in total.
And I golded Wily, the capsule, acid, and block. It was just like once Wily 1 happened, I was like a minute 25 behind, and then I died in Wily 2 or Wily 1, and I was like, so I'm just gonna start over and get my stuff back. So then I immediately knew I was like,
yeah, there was a point where you were a full stage behind Square One, who, to his credit, like until you had that one death in Wily 3, I think, or Wily 2, and you had a death, or not a death, you had that bad refight, you were ahead and you were very consistent on all the stages. It was very smooth sailing for you.
Yeah, it really hurt that I died to the Wily 2 boss when he was like 1 health, so it took so long out of my time.
Yeah,
Like
I still believe that should have been a double KO. That was,
it was so close.
oh man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was joking earlier that Venoxis had really optimized deaths. He died on like every checkpoint screen possible.
Yeah, I think the only part where you died was at the spike level. I think that was that Acid Man? Like you died right on the checkpoints.
It was Wild 1.
Oh, Wily 1, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was Wily 1. It was like right before the check. I was so upset because there was a full minute lost. I was like, I'm here, and then I just hit right where the ammo is. Like I didn't get high enough, so I just bonked against the wall, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just jump across, and then I like my mind just like died, and I was, yep.
So, one more thing. What's happened with your? You selected the wrong stage.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. I really, like, I meant to go left and then down to get the blast, but I ended up going up instead, and I just selected bounce, and I was like, oh my, dude, this is not going the way I wanted it. You should really watch the VOD for this. My race, horrible. That was really bad.
All right, looking at the bracket right now, Venoxis, you will be facing Carter Freak in round 2 of the winners bracket. Square One, have you checked who you will be facing in the losers round yet?
No idea.
You will be facing Chelny.
All right. That's a tough match.
Carter is I'm really, like, I was nervous about this match. I'm super nervous about, like, nerves really got the best too.
I think we can all agree there are no really weak opponents in this tournament. Everyone here is a very good Mega Man 11 runner. All of the times being reasonably close together with lots of room.
Yes, actually Carter is one of the earlier runners. He's a previous world record holder also in this game.
Yeah,
speaking
he's
of which,
definitely really good.
we actually have a match after this one in an hour from now, I think, between Mumu Akai and Igor Almeida. What are your predictions for that match?
It could go either way. I think it could literally go either way. If anybody makes any mistakes, you know, they both have really, really good strats, really good. So it could literally go either way. It's going to be an exciting race.
All right. Do either of you have anything left to say to chat? Maybe some shout-outs, maybe some viewers that you want to line up, or people who came up with routes?
Shoutouts to Jelny. He great dude. He does a lot for the game. Same with Mumu. Mumu has a tutorial, you know, on YouTube. So go check it out if you want to run the game and learn it and everything like that. So he definitely reads well, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely say check out Mumu's tutorials. That's pretty much where I learned most of my strats.
All right. My co-commentator, NA, do you have anything to add to any of this?
No, I don't think so. GG to the runners and good luck on your next matches, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yep. All right, then I suppose with this we can close this race off. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Square One Venoxis, for this excellent race. You may not agree with me, Venoxis, but it was a very good race to watch. The entertainment value was very high. Thank you, NA, for co-commentating with this with me. Very informative commentary. I strongly recommend to watch the VOD again for some pointers. I know I will. Just, honestly, you had more information than I could note down. And of course, chat, thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you around in an hour from now, where we will have Mumu Akai versus Igor, which is round 2 of the winners bracket. And the loser of that match will be, let's see, has not been determined yet who they will be facing, so that's still up in the air.
Yeah, thanks for commentating.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I love watching this game, especially the level designs here. And you know, when you see people going through the stages smoothly, it's just awe-inspiring. It's amazing. So I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, yes, we will be signing off right now, and we will be back in an hour with the next race. I don't know who will be hosting after this, but I hope to see you again in an hour from now. Thank you, racers, co-commentator, and either good night, enjoy your weekend, or see you in a bit.
All right, night, dudes. Thanks.